What's going on, guys? This is Play by Play Tech, episode 39. I'm your host, Moldog Gaming, alongside my co-host, Max Chambliss, the YouTube star. You've been shining on them views, big dog.
Nah, not at all. Nah,
you've been shining on them views, man. I saw your last one. Are you at 2,000? I believe. Hold on, let's look on here. Let's give Max Page a gander. Let's give Max Page a gander. I'm gonna put it up on here. Hold on.
Really don't know.
Let's see what you got here. Look at that. You're almost at 700 subscribers. All right, so let me see if I can pull it up on the screen.
Just pulling up my resume.
Yeah. So yeah, dude. So the one you made a week ago, you had 2.9K, and the one you just did 2 days ago, 1.6.
Dude, but look at our podcast. This podcast is starting to get more views now. so
you need to keep up the good work, man. Yeah, the podcast.
Yeah, man. No, I really appreciate people watching my videos and like the content and stuff like that. So
yeah, have you been getting a lot of comments?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Everybody be making comments about the Sony TV and stuff. So
okay.
It's crazy. I mean, so far, I still haven't did like an official review because I don't know. It's just to me only had maybe close to 2 weeks, and it's just so many things on that TV that I just can't make an assessment to say, oh yeah, this is the best TV ever, or this is the worst TV ever, or wherever the case may be. So it's kind of like when you have a lot of these reviews that came out already, I think it's so early for that TV for a review. So I can say this, so far the picture quality is better than my current A9F. So
okay,
which I already said that in my previous video.
Okay,
undoubtedly it is a world's difference. No, it's not a world's difference and stuff, but you can see the difference and stuff. So but it all depends on the person, on what they look for in the TV, what's their what they look for in the TV, and that's pretty much what it comes down to it. I'm not saying Sony is better than LG or LG better than Sony and stuff. I mean, Sony have its benefits and LG have its benefits. It just depends on the buyer.
Yeah, funny you say that, because I already told you next month I plan on grabbing the new LG TV, the G1, and I'm debating on what I should put in the bedroom, either another G1 but the 55-inch or the C1. So I'm doing my comparisons now, because the bedroom one doesn't have to be balls to the wall, yay, all the bells and whistles, but I do want a really great picture quality. And I'm kind of doing this thing. Is it worth it? Is it worth the 2K for the bedroom, or the C1 is still $1,700? So is it worth the extra few $100s to get it? I haven't decided yet. I really haven't.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what people are asking me. Do I think this TV better than LG? And I don't have an LG TV, so I hate to make an assessment of judgment call. So it's just for me. I can't say and stuff, but I will say that Sony is known for their processors when it comes to picture quality
Hmm.
and movies, content streaming, and sport. I mean, pretty much anything is viewing wise. Game area, LG still got a leg up on Sony and stuff, and that's where you're gonna have the division. Yeah, that's where you're gonna have the division. And also, if people are really stuck on price is going to be the big factor too. So
Well,
if
it's
you're
different
more
strokes for different
gaming,
folks. Yeah.
yeah, because for me, because everybody keep asking me, so well, why you spent $3,000 for this TV and stuff like that. For me, I love TVs and stuff. I like I said, I love watching movies, uh, content, sports, and stuff like that. I knew what like just when I bought that A9F, it was $4,500 for the 65-inch back then, and people thought I was nuts. But I love that TV. Excuse me, I love that TV. I knew what I was getting myself into. I know it
Yeah.
wasn't perfect, but always like I said, I bought Sony. The only TVs that I haven't bought in the past were LG
See.
TVs and stuff. Well, I take that back. I had the LG monitor, and that's why I told you I took it back because I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
it.
You didn't have a
Yeah,
good experience with that one. What's
no,
crazy
I didn't
is
have a
like that
good.
that
Yeah,
monitor has really been like the staple of gaming monitors in a sense. LG got this
yeah,
big name for them, but when you tried the monitor on, when you told me, I was surprised at the
yeah.
time. Like,
I
wow,
didn't
you
have a good
you said it was
experience with
bad.
it.
Like, I'm surprised LG monitor was
Yeah,
bad.
I didn't have a good experience with that one. And the Samsung, yeah, I don't have no problems with that. Honestly, I love it. I use it for primarily work and stuff, and I use my I'll use my work laptop for it and stuff. So because I have a MacBook Pro for workstation and stuff. So I mean, productivity wise, I like that monitor a little bit better than I do the LG and stuff. So, and
Yeah,
I like playing the Series X on that monitor too. So, I mean, like I said, it's different strokes for different folks and stuff. So, I'm not here to say one is better than the other. It comes down to preference and stuff like and what you're looking for.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say like Sony is better than LG. LG is better. I'm not doing that and stuff. So if price wasn't a factor and stuff, I will. So far, I like Sony.
Ralph
So
said
that's just me.
he's getting the new Samsung 10K. By the way, it's our dude Ralph's birthday today, so happy birthday, big dog! Shout out from the
Oh
podcast.
yeah, happy
Yeah, happy
birthday.
birthday. So he's I think he's a little tipsy right now talking to us. so
That's funny.
he's here to have a good time. Well, yeah, man,
Yeah, that's
big dog
funny.
birthday. So I'll probably be video chatting him later when we get off the podcast and hang with him a little bit. Yeah, my
Yeah.
dude. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm interested in the G1s. I was looking at the Sonys from your Video Max, but I didn't look at the gaming aspect of it. And when I started really diving deep in there,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I think the LG one would be a
And
better fit.
yeah, and the thing is about and this the thing is I haven't I haven't tried out LG to experience it, but for the gaming aspect part, the 4K 120, like I said, when it comes to picture quality, I think it looks good.
Hmm.
Looks good for the Sony, but I think for it now it's going back to price factor. For it to be the Master Series, like the top of the line Sony, I expect pretty much all the bells and whistles. When I mean all the bells and whistles, when it comes to this TV, I don't want to be promised with a firmware update like VRR and ALLM when it comes to
Yep.
when it's coming at a later time. And so that's one thing that I'm knocking Sony off of, and that's something that they if that was the case, then it shouldn't be $3,000. It should be, to me. I think it should be a cheaper price, like 2,400 or 2,500 for a
Well,
55 inch,
Sony has
and
always
then
had premium prices when it
and then
comes
30.
to
Yeah,
their Master series. It's more so you paying for the name, if you want my
yeah.
opinion.
I mean, if you really think about it, because I have a Sony A9F in my current living room. I paid 4,500 for a 65-inch, and they want to go down the price. But if you jump 3 years now, a 65 inch is $4,000. So it's $500 cheaper back now than it was when it first came out. So it's kind of like the
I
cost is
mean,
going down, but
that
it's
happens.
just a thing. Yeah, it's just the thing is that companies shouldn't promise to say they're going to come out with a firmware update, because the thing is when people hear firmware updates, there are things that could go wrong and stuff like that. Like something will work and then something doesn't work and stuff like it's just like the PS5. The PS5 said they're going to come out with a firmware update for the VR2, and the thing is that when you have firmware updates and it doesn't work properly and stuff like that, then they got to fix this, and then they got to, they got to have a workaround for this. It's just the thing is, it could be a recipe for disaster. But if you don't care about gaming, then the TV is great. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
really great TV.
yeah,
It's like picture quality is second to none. I didn't think it was it was. I'm not saying it's like leaps and bounds compared to the A9F, but when I was doing the comparison between what's in my living room and what's in the bedroom, there is a difference. I didn't notice the difference in detail until when I was putting these videos together. Because I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know. I said I can see the difference, but it's like I really can't put my finger on it. And then when I was doing the video comparison, I was like, man, this is a huge difference. But then I was just like, but I don't think like an average person would know.
yeah.
So that's kind of like where it comes down to it.
Well, that's that long
But
conversation we had during the Xbox the upgrade days from frame rates, when everybody was talking about frame rates and what they're going to see
yeah,
difference. We all knew that people were going to see the difference between 30 and 60. That's just hands down. It's just a complete difference between that. But when you get 60 and higher,
yeah,
if you have been used to playing at a higher refresh rate, you're not going to tell. You're going to look at 60, then you're going to look at 144 hertz or 60 or 120, and you're going to be like, yeah, I don't see what the extra money's for. Until you train your eyes, until you play with
yeah,
it a while, then you'll be like, okay. Because me, the moment I see something under 144, I already know the difference. I can tell just by looking at it. But
yeah,
with the pricing, no. Remember the PS3? We paid $600
yeah.
for that console. Now you get these high end consoles. You can get the digital one of this with all the bells and whistles without the CD drive, and it's $400.
Yeah, it's
So I
400.
mean
Yeah,
that
it's different.
happens.
Yeah, yeah, that's what happened. And that's the thing is that's what happened when you become an early adopter on these TVs and stuff like that. Of course, the price is going to be higher, and then it's going to drop. Later down the year. It's just part of the game and stuff. So I mean, for me, I get it. I get people. I think the funny thing is if price wasn't a factor, people would be buying this TV like crazy and stuff. That's what I know that for a fact. But I know that for a fact. But since it is a premium price for it, that's where people are so hesitant on. But I keep saying this over and over again. It's like when you look at the picture and stuff, you're like, okay, it looks good and stuff. And then as you're watching content, you're like, wow, this look really good. And then
Yeah.
when you see that HDR movie or Dolby Vision, you see those specular highlights like where like the sun comes in or the brightness comes in. It's like that's when your eyes be like, whoa, this is actually really bright. It kind of shocked me at first because I was like, I never seen the OLED get as bright as it does. And it's like, and you can't really measure it because people try to measure it. So, it's not really measuring that high. Some people saying like, oh, you'll get 800 nits or close to 850 if you had it calibrated. But if you go on Vivid, it's like 1200. Some people get like 1300
Yeah,
nits
but
on that TV. But
sometimes
nobody,
Vivid is not pleasing at times.
yeah,
Yeah.
people don't watch Vivid and stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I think Sony's processing chip, and I tell people this all the time. I don't know like I said, nobody doesn't know how the chip works. But it's like when you looking at, let's just say we was talking about the Snyder cut and the flash scene when you see all this lightning coming from him when he's like running and stuff like that. When those lightning start to come out of him in a scene, it's really bright. It's like when you look at it, it's like you're like, wow, this is like too bright. and like the whole bedroom like lights up and stuff. It's not like a dim light. It's like the whole bedroom lights up. And I know my wife is like, "What the heck is that?" Is because she said to me, she was like, "That's bright and stuff." And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "I never seen the TV that bright before." And for
That's
her to
nothing but awesomeness. That's all she needs to know.
yeah, and it's kind of it's kind of funny because she never said anything about when it like the brightness wise, but it really did impact her because um she was saying like, is there any way you could turn down the brightness on that? And I was like, no, this is kind of like this the calibration and stuff. Like actually I'm on a dimmer setting than what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And she said, you serious? And it's interesting because it's like what people measure is not what you actually see in person. You really see that it's a bright picture, and I don't know. I don't know how Sony does it and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, people gotta understand too. When you buy it, you're gonna get a totally different experience too. Like if you go to Best Buy, you see what's on display. On display is made to capture you. It's gonna show the best picture possible. And then when you get
Yeah,
home, you gotta have. It's not just a TV you gotta have, but you gotta have the things that go with it. You know, the certain Netflix subscription, or if you have like the Plex server and you got 4K, Ultra HD, you know, all this stuff built in it. Do you have the Dolby Atmos entertainment system to get the full immersion out of it? You know, so these
yeah,
people they buy the TV just like, yeah, I got the best in the world. Yeah, but you didn't buy. Yeah, the TV's $4,000, but did you buy the $2 to $3 to $4 $5,000 sound system that go with it? Do you have the highest Netflix subscription and all this other stuff? So it's like you got to get the end to end stuff if you want the full experience.
yeah. I mean, there are negatives. This TV is not perfect and
Hmm.
stuff, but I mean, I'm not taking the TV back. I don't have no issues with it. I'm not, and even the TV sound system sounds the internal because on my TV, because you know in my living, I mean you've been to my house multiple times. You know I use my A90F as a center speaker,
Hmm.
and it sounds good, but the TV in our bedroom sounds better than. Wait, I want to say leaps and bounds. I say it sounds way better than what is in the living room
Hmm.
because I don't because on the A90J, it has two subwoofers, and you could hear the subwoofers and stuff on the back of it. You could hear the boom 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 in the background and stuff, and it's supposed to imitate that Atmos surround sound. I mean, it's not going to replace a sound bar. I'm not by any means. I'm telling people that right now. But for us, my wife and I mean, it's perfect. It's great sound and stuff because I know we keep the volume up around
So is that Sony TV?
probably
Does it have
5 or 8.
the vibrating glass? Is that the one that has
Yeah,
vibrating?
yeah.
Okay.
He used a screen as a vibrating glass.
Okay.
Yeah, because it has it got two subwoofers and I want to say 3 speakers. So you got one in the middle and two on each side, and
Okay.
so they got these tweeters on both sides, so you can hear when the voice go on one side of the screen, you can hear the
Hmm.
voice go in the middle,
Yeah,
and
that's
go on the
good.
other side of the screen.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, because in my Sony A9 up, I thought the sound was pretty good, but when I was doing the comparison between that and the A90J, the A90J, yeah, the sound quality is definitely great. I mean, if people are buying that, that's another. I think that's another benefit too. If people or have like a type of space or a type of room where they can't put a sound bar or a sound system in there, that TV, I think that's the best sounding TV sound speakers that I heard yet
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
I hear that the
And
vibrating glass gives a better sound quality than the normal
it's
backfiring
very clear.
speakers. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So,
very clear and stuff. It's like the subwoofer. You hear the subwoofer, and it's pretty good. And we keep it a low volume, so I think you could go up to I think 100, and we keep the volume at 5 or 6 and stuff because you can hear it all on the second level of the house if you play certain content and stuff, which is I think is kind of crazy. So
yeah.
yeah, I'll stop talking about
No,
TV
no,
because I
no,
know how
no.
to go all
I
ins and out.
again, I have a plan on getting. I want to get the G1, the LG G1. I have my eyes on it. I'm locked on it. I'm all for it. I just got to figure out what I'm gonna do for the bedroom. Then I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with my current giant 4K TVs that I have. You know, Max, you were saying put it on the marketplace, so I guess I'll do that or find somebody that wants them.
Yeah, put it on the marketplace. Like for me, I used to have, and that's the crazy part. I used to have multiple TVs. I had a Panasonic. I had a VT25. I had a V10, and then I had and I gave that to my parents, and then I had another Panasonic plasma TV that was a 50-inch. That was a 3D plasma screen TV, and we was going to use that for our bedroom. But when we moved into this house, the glass was broke when it got moved over. So I had that TV since 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2010. So I mean, so I wasn't really too upset about it and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why my wife was like, why don't we just get a TV for the bedroom? I was like, no. I said, we gotta wait. So we only had one TV in the house, and that was in the living room. So it's been kind of difficult for my wife and I. So she was just saying, I want to watch my TV, and I'm like, okay, I want to watch my stuff. And so now she's happy. She had a TV in the bedroom. She could watch whatever she wanted to watch.
Yeah.
And I could just be in the living room. So
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Well. All right. So I guess we'll move on to our first topic. Well, I don't know. Should we get on the Kong real quick, or should we make that our last conversation? Because we didn't have the podcast last week because we wanted to watch Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh yeah, we had to cancel that. I especially I had a 4-day weekend. I was like, I got to watch this now. And I had to watch it because I didn't want to see no spoilers the next day because it came out Wednesday, and I was trying to avoid the internet as much as I can. That's why I was telling you. I said, yeah, we're going to have to skip this one because I have to watch this movie. Yeah, we can talk about it right now. I thought it was good. I thought
the movie was phenomenal. I was a little scary in the beginning because I was getting that Freddy versus Jason vibe out of it because of how it was starting. And I was like, oh, man, I hope it doesn't turn out. And then when the action came, I was blown away.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing is about it because Godzilla King of the Monsters, that movie was good, but I felt that they focused way too much on the human aspect. It was just like the first Godzilla movie that came out too.
Long time ago, I remember that.
Yeah, so but it was good. That movie was really good, but where they kept the mystery because they didn't show Godzilla that much in the movie until towards the end of the movie, which I thought was good.
They do this setup, right? They do this setup until you see the monster, and then this monster has
but the second but the second one, it was just it just wasn't that good. And Kong movies, Skull Island, that was a really, really good movie.
I gotta watch that. I should have watched Skull Island before I watched Godzilla versus
Skull
Kong.
Island. Yeah, Skull Island. I think in my opinion, I think Kong Skull Island, I think is I know people probably going to go off on me. It's Kong Skull Island is going to be the top for me, and then from there it's going to be there's going to be Godzilla and King of the Monster. Now rating Godzilla versus Kong on this, it's close. I say it's close to Kong, Skull Island.
Well, don't spoil it for me. I'm gonna watch it because I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I'll rate that. I don't know. To me, I'll probably rate that just Kong Skull Island will still be my top one compared to Godzilla versus King versus Kong on that one.
Yeah,
but the action was great. I mean, it was everything that I expected out of King Kong versus Godzilla. That was just my opinion. The story was okay and stuff, but it was still certain things I think that I wish they would have fleshed it out, and I think the movie was a little bit too short. That's just my opinion. I think it could have been.
Well, I think you're a little spoiled by Snyder Cut.
well, no, not really. But it's just the thing is that I don't know. They brought another character into the movie. I'm not trying to spoil it and stuff like that. I kind of wish they kind of developed that a little bit to it and stuff. But that's just my opinion. And then the other part too of Kong. I mean, they really focus on Kong, but I kind of wish they gave Godzilla a little bit more love on his side. Kind of like my gripe about the movie is like they focus a little bit too much on Kong on Godzilla versus Kong, and then give Godzilla love or his time and stuff like that.
So Max, I think you got a comment on your Facebook page. 8-bit little Derek. He said, "Hey, what's up, guys? I'm on the Series X. 2 weeks ago, I sold my 32-inch Samsung G7 and bought the LG 55CX. He says best gaming experience I've ever had. I mean, what do you think, Max?
So he sold his G7 and got. Yeah, I would agree. I mean,
As far as
if
picture
you
wise, big picture wise,
oh
and
yeah,
having that
picture
real
wise. I mean,
estate,
that's the thing is
that
about it. It's
that's
like you,
amazing, right?
yeah. I see. Everybody want to get into this battle between. Well, I'll say this: that if you're talking about picture quality, OLED hands down is going to be the best.
Yes. Period.
And so that's just one thing. However, if you're talking about like gaming wise, if you're a PC gamer and you need a high refresh rate, I'm not talking about 120, I'm talking about like 240, 300, for competitive gaming. I think the CX is great, but I think the G7 would do a little bit better when it comes to that competitive gaming. With that being said, if you picking the all overall best between that monitor and the LG, I'll go with the LG hands down
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no comparison.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
you get the difference, right? You get and
Yeah,
we have another comment too. I'll get straight to Devin. Devin, hold that thought. So there's it depends on what you want, right? So
yeah,
me, I'm all about really high refresh rate, right? TV's not going to give me that. TV's going to stop at 120. Uh, depending on who you are and how you feel and what you want, it for an 8-bit little Derek, it works for him and his real estate. That's what he wants, right? We already know that me and Max extensively talked about the CXs and how you're not getting the full HDMI 2.1 bandwidth out of them. I mean, we've
yeah.
already we talked about that extensively, but will you get a good gaming experience out of it? Absolutely. You will. You will. If you're not worried about, VRR, and if the screen is tearing, it doesn't bother you, that's a perfect TV for you. So that's just me. The newer TV is going to give you the full bandwidth of HDMI 2.1, and you're going to get all the extra features that come with it. But going from the G7 to that, I think is a really good move. If you're not worried about having the latest and greatest and balls to the walls, everything, it's actually a perfect move, especially the screen real estate. Just imagine having that on the
Yeah.
desk, the 55-inch on the desk, and you got one of those desks that kind of sit far back, and you get to do this and you get to move around. You get a great immersion out of it. And then the
Yeah.
perfect picture sharpness and the dark colors out of the OLED. I mean, it's second to none right now. They say,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you can't beat that.
they
Yeah,
say
I
the
mean
mini
compared to
LED.
LCD.
Yeah, yeah. Compared to that, yeah, they say the mini LED is supposed to come in and compete with the OLEDs. I really don't think that it's going to shut OLED down. That's just me.
I yeah, so that's kind of like another debate too. So 8-bit, you got a point. I think the LG hands down that was definitely a power move, and I think that's a yeah you did a good job on that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
because like I had the Odyssey G7 with the 27-inch, and if I have a chance to switch that to a LG OLED, I would do it in a heartbeat too. But my issue is I just don't have the real estate in this room to do that. So it's kind of like once I have because I have another room down. I'm trying to get fixed up in the basement. Once I have that done, then that's going to be a different discussion. But as of right now, I have to stick with a 27-inch because that's that's a big screen that's the biggest that could fit on this
yeah.
desk right now. So I didn't want
So
to go anything any bigger and
yeah.
stuff like that. So
So Devin,
unfortunately, but no,
no, go ahead. I'm sorry, Max.
oh no, no, I no, I was pretty much finishing my
Okay.
thought and stuff. So go ahead.
So Devin, he's on my Facebook page and he says, "Yo, the 75-inch LG Nano Cell is working great." Hey, like I said, it's the same thing with the CX guy. It's the screen real estate, and if you got a 75, then I'm assuming that you're on the couch. Couch experience is always the best when you're comfortable. You sit on the couch, you got the headset. But nano cell, you gotta think of it's in a different bracket as OLED. Nano cell is a direct
Yeah,
competitor to QLED, so it's not going to compete. But depending on where you came from, depending on your monitor, and if you didn't have anything, it's a good move on that end. But just know if you ever wanted to upgrade to, the higher end ones, the OLED is, I mean, it's hands down is the way to go. But I
Yeah.
do like it. Oh, he said,
Yeah, I was
Max is
just
your boy. He said you recommended between other options.
what was that?
Devin goes, Max is my boy. He recommended it between other options. Okay, so it must have been
Oh,
different
appreciate
options.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it must have had
Yeah,
different options.
yeah, it all depends. Like, and we talked about this before. It all depends on what you're looking for a TV, and like I looked at a Nano TV, the LG. I think they're great TVs too, especially especially for the price too.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think you could find a 75, or no, I think you could find like an 80 something inch, probably just a little bit over $2,000, and that's kind of unheard of for a size price. And that's the thing is about it. If you looking specifically for size wise for a 4K, I mean that's a great price and stuff. So I mean, and you get to play at 4K 120. Yeah, yeah, that's a no brainer and stuff. So I mean, kudos to Devin on that one and stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good TV and
Hmm.
stuff. So like I said, I have nothing against that. It all comes down to depends on the person, which comes down to the TV and what you're looking for and stuff. Some people are looking specifically for gaming. Some people just looking for movie content, like kind of like me. So that's why I went with the Sony and stuff. So
Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. So I mean, and then these new consoles they give you more features than we've ever had, right? So you're able to take
yeah,
advantage of the 4K 4K 120, not even 4K 1080p 60 or 4K 60. So I
yeah,
mean, we have the machines that do it now. You don't have to go out and build you a dope PC to get those resolutions and those frame rates. So I mean, do it. Again, I plan on making another TV purchase. I'm the OLED guy. I like OLEDs. I used to just kind of get whatever until I started, getting into the whole tech thing, and I started researching and doing all the stuff. Then I always go to Max for all my advice on the TVs, and I want an OLED. And then especially coming to your house and looking at it, I was like, man, I need this thing.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. Yeah, it all comes down to what you're looking for in the TV and stuff. I can see, because the thing is like some people don't really care about watching movies or looking at content and stuff like that. Some people just want to see bright, just looking for brightness. They want that pop, and so they want that blinding light shining from the screen. And that's where LED TVs, the nano cell, and
QLEDs.
QLED
Mm-hmm.
yeah, TVs, that's where they shine at, because when you put into that HDR or watch some HDR content, it's like they'll blow out,
Vibrant colors
whatever
are
the
just
content.
crazy. Yeah.
And people like that and stuff like that. For me, I'm not really attached to stuff like that, because I get real picky when it comes to my content. I mean, what type of content on depending on the TV. But people like that, so I can't knock a person for what they like and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like is the same thing. It's like QLED TVs or LED TVs has some benefits that OLED doesn't have, and the same vice versa. OLED has some benefits that LED TVs doesn't
Yeah.
have. So it goes hand in hand and stuff. So
All right, so Devin, so he said, yeah, I got it for the Series X and the PS5 in the back cave. Oh, so we got a two-piece. So Max and I got a
yeah.
PS5 Series X, and you got one. Did you get both the headsets, Devin? Also, if you have a picture of your setup, I want to see it in the put your hair. Let me see. Let me get a
Oh
picture
yeah,
of it.
he does. It's kind of funny because Devin had when the Xbox was going for sale, and I think he had like multiple Xboxes.
Hmm.
He could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he had like 3 or 4 Xboxes when it came out for launch, and I think he was trying to sell on eBay for some crazy price. And I was like, man, I don't know how he got it, but he was able to
Right.
pre-order multiple Xboxes, or it was PS5s. It was one of those two. But yeah, it was yeah. When he was telling me about that, I thought it was kind of nuts and stuff that he was able to do. I know I was able to get a couple PlayStation but I gave you the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
I gave you the pre-order for
Hmm.
PlayStation 5 and stuff. So, and I wasn't able to score extra Xbox. That was, yeah, my wife, she was able to pre-order. I don't know how she did that,
Yeah, I
but
didn't
yeah,
score none of them myself. My son
yeah,
scored the Xbox for me when we were all looking, and then you got the one off the pre-order. So, I got
yeah, that
pretty
was,
lucky.
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. Even still to this day, it's still hard to get one and stuff, and
Yeah.
people still trying to get one. So
Yeah, it's crazy. I got people come to me. It's like, hey, you must got the hookup because my channel and the content and all that stuff. I'm like, man, I don't have a hookup, man. I just got we
oh
followed the
man,
rule of law, and we jumped on the moment pre-orders came. We hopped on it. That
yeah,
was the best time to buy
yeah, it
them. That was the best time
was.
when the scalpers are trying to figure out their bots and all that stuff. Now you try to buy one, the bot they know the bots work. They're more established, so they're across the board with all retailers and trying to buy everything out. You remember the group that had like the 3,500 what was it, PlayStations that got it once in Europe. So
Yeah.
I mean it's crazy. It's really, I've never seen nothing like this
Is the
before.
same is the same thing with CPUs, GPUs, and stuff like
Oh yeah,
that?
across the
It's
board.
just it is, it's across the board and stuff like that. It's because and we talked about this multiple times. It's like more people are working from home and people are building PCs now. People
They're
are
creating
buying laptops.
content.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, creating content and stuff like that. People buying gaming systems, buying TVs like crazy and stuff, and it just there's so much demand, and it's just like, yeah, the supply is just, it's just not there and stuff, and it just it's crazy, it's crazy that we think about this, because I was just talking to my I was just talking to my wife. We was talking about we were just talking about something that we was wanting to get for our daughter, and it was some type of electronic, and it was sold out for the longest time, and it's just that demand, just people are buying stuff left and right. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just a demand and stuff. So
so your boy, oh man, he's going on you. He said, "Oh, tell Max I said next month, Corona be damned. I'm making it over there to check out his crib in May." So he's coming over, Max.
sure, okay. You said that last year.
Well, you'll like it. I go over there all the time, so yeah, it's a nice place. Um,
Yeah.
so let's move on to finally. I guess this is finally our topics now. So tons of Xbox Game Pass now support touch controls. I think it's awesome. Max is not a fan of the whole cloud gaming thing, but I think it's a good move for.
No,
Oh,
I
you
wouldn't
changed
say
your
I'm
mind
not a fan.
recently?
No. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of it. It's just for me. It just doesn't do it for me for right now and stuff like that. Well, no, I take it back. I did say that for Stadia, and I still stand by it because we still don't have the infrastructure. But what Microsoft is doing is different, in my opinion, than what Stadia is doing. That's the difference.
Yeah,
Because the thing is, you could download your games, and Stadia was purely
we're not
streaming.
gonna get on
And
Stadia.
yeah, there's a difference though. Microsoft gave you the options though. It's like if you're doing cloud, you get to stream,
Yep.
and but if you have the console on the other hand, or you have a PC, you have the option to download it.
Right.
It's like Microsoft is doing it right and stuff. That's why I'm saying like that's how that's supposed to be the approach and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah,
they
but
did their homework.
and with this, I mean, you get a slew of games. Hopefully, I have one of those high end cameras, the Sony A5100. So hopefully it'll capture. But I just want to show you a glimpse. Hold on. So
Oh yeah, yeah, I can
so
see it.
those are like uh, all the games that you get, and they're not just indie games. They're AAA titles like Hellblade, and I saw Gears of War on there, and I'm like, man, you can play this without a
Yeah.
controller. I'm like, this is pretty awesome. you
And
know?
you know what's funny? You know what's funny too? We got into. Yeah, that's why I say I'm not gonna give. I'm not gonna give anybody my recommendation again, because we in this group chat, and we Outriders just came out for all
Oh man,
platforms,
yeah.
and Outriders is free on Game Pass and stuff. As long as you have a Game Pass subscription, you can play Outriders. It's kind of like you pretty
Well,
much,
for
it's like
consoles,
Blockbusters.
for consoles
Yeah,
though. Hmm.
for Xbox.
Yeah.
For Xbox, it's kind of like, it's pretty much like Blockbusters or Netflix. Well, it is Netflix. You pretty much just pay the monthly fee or whatever, the 3-month fee or whatever the case may be, and you get to play all these games and stuff. So in the chat, some people was like, "Man, I don't know if I want to fork over. I don't know if it's $60 or $70. I'm not. I really don't remember, but I think it's like $60 or something."
I've
But
had Game Pass so long, I don't even remember how much I'm paying. It just comes out of the bank.
well, no. I meant Outriders, the video game. If
Oh
you
yeah,
would
yeah.
have
I'm
bought
sorry.
this, yeah. So if you would have bought Outriders, I think it's $60.
Yeah, $60 like a normal
$60.
game.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
normal game. But also too, MLB The Show 21 is coming out for Game Pass as well too, and that's a PlayStation game that Xbox is able to play on their system, and we'll go into that in a minute. But the whole debate was, we had some people in that we chat with. He's all, I'm not getting an Xbox and stuff. And it's kind of like, my thinking is just like, why you don't want to get an Xbox? He's all, they don't have no games. But it's just like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I get that you like PlayStation 5, but you rather spend, you spending what, $60 for Outriders, and then MLB The Show, and then somebody said in the chat they spent $100 for pre-ordering it. So if they got Outriders in the show, they spent $160. That's a year of Game Pass right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
And you don't even know you're gonna like the game or not. And so that's kind of like the other question too. That's the other variable you got to think about. I don't know if I'm gonna like the game or not. So it's kind of like, that's a big pill to swallow, to spend $160 for only 2 video games and
yeah.
stuff. And that was kind of like my whole argument. It's like, if you have Game Pass and you have an Xbox or even a PC and stuff, it's kind of like you have all these games that are available on Game
And
Pass,
they're AAA titles. It's not like you're
and
getting. Yeah.
yeah, it's all AAA titles and stuff like that. You don't have to download all of them. You could just pick and choose whatever game you wanted. Even the games that you've been on the fence on, you could just download and just play it if you don't like it.
Get rid
Delete
of
it
it.
off your hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get rid of it and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just like Outrider. I've been on the fence with that. I was like, I don't know if I want to cough off 60. We've been talking about this. I don't know if I want to cough off $60. But they made that announcement a couple of weeks ago. Says it's coming to Game Pass. And I was like, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And I've been playing it. It's a good game. I think it's a great game.
Mhm.
Would I would have paid $60 for it? No, I wouldn't pay $60.
Well,
but
you
it's great.
pay $60 to basically get another Destiny, Division 2, and Gears of War, right? So you're paying money for getting something that you've already played before. Now, granted, there's with those looters and shooters. All right, what you got?
But hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Since you just said Destiny is on Game Pass. You get all the downloadable.
Oh yeah, you get everything, even the new one,
the season pass.
Yeah,
even the new one. You get on PlayStation 5. You can't do that. You had to buy the season pass on it.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Division. The Division is not on Game Pass, but
the Division is on EA Play though. Isn't it?
There you go.
Yeah, so it's on Game Pass.
No. Division is Ubisoft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ubisoft. So that's a different discussion. Okay. And stuff. But then you gotta think about EA Play. You get the Madden games and stuff like that. It showed on Game Pass what Madden games you could play. NHL.
And you get the newest ones.
You could play Need for Speed. You got Star Wars and stuff like that. Even the newest Star Wars is going to come out for EA Play. So it's just like, for me, when people have their argument saying PlayStation is better than the Xbox, I'm like, I don't think that's a good valid argument anymore and stuff. I think at launch, yeah, PlayStation did have a more original games at launch, but when 2021 hit,
we kept saying it
when Xbox bought Bethesda and stuff, and coming out with these other original games like Medium and stuff like that. I know people don't like horror games, but I thought Medium was good.
It's a good game.
But I thought it was a good game. And then once they did the acquisition of Bethesda, you got Doom, you got Prey, you got what's the other game?
Wolfenstein, Fallout.
Wolfenstein's Fallout. You got
Elder Scrolls, Skyrim.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Skyrims. You got I can't think of this other game that I play. That is stealth game, but all that's all on Game Pass right there.
Jeremiah, what's up? Well, yeah, I'm back, man. I know it's been a minute. Welcome to the podcast. How you been, buddy?
And that's
So,
a whole nother discussion right there. It's
yeah,
like if you have Game Pass, you have it right then and there and
yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just
So
it's like
all right. So if someone tells me PlayStation is better, then like Max said, you got to give us a valid argument. I will say the PlayStation. I don't know how much we've stressed this. If you go all of our past podcasts up until now, leading from the consoles launching, before the launch, and during the launch, and afterwards, we've been stressing this so much. Like PlayStation hands down won last year. That's just period. With it feels
yeah.
completely next gen. The SSD is faster. They had more optimized games for 4K 60, 4K 120. So and they had a lot of iteration for ray tracing at the time. Then I kept telling, I don't know if it was Max or me, but one of us was like, Xbox is going to be 2021 year. It's hands down. Like PlayStation can have it, and they're already coming out swinging and coming out strong with Game Pass. I think PlayStation has a good move for starting the PlayStation collection, but they got a lot of catching up to do if they want to use that to compete with Game Pass. PlayStation is trying to push more of the PlayStation Now aspect. I hate PlayStation Now, and they're trying to make AAA titles free on the PlayStation Now thing. But what I don't like about it is it's cloud gaming. You don't download the games, you just play them. So if you don't have a good internet connection, you're not gonna have a good gaming experience. Where as far as Game Pass, you can download them, you can play them, and if you like it, if Xbox takes it off and it doesn't play anymore, if you really like, you could buy it. Or what I've seen happen a lot is they bring the game back on Game Pass. So to me, Sony better watch out because Xbox is making some major moves. I think the purchase of Bethesda was like the highlight of the year until something else comes out.
Yeah, I think people really just don't understand like how big Bethesda is as a studio and how many games that they really have under just that studio alone. And I totally forgot we got Evil Within too, which is a great, and that's on Game Pass too, and that's a great horror game and stuff. And it's just like there's so many games under this umbrella that I think people really don't realize. On top of Xbox is also doing their own thing too, with their games that they going to be coming out with. I know people was talking about, you always be talking about Fable, yeah, Fable, Halo, yeah, Avowed.
I haven't talked about a
What was that
Fable
cross?
discussion in a long time.
Yeah, yeah, but you got what was that game? Crossfire. That's the other shoot. I mean, they got so many games.
Oh
There's so
yeah, I
many,
can't
so
wait for
many.
Crossfire to come out.
Yeah, there's so many games that's gonna be lining up for Xbox that like I mean, like I said, the Xbox is coming. It seemed like Xbox been consistently coming out with something every single month, and it's kind of funny. Outright, even though that's a third party game, is also on the PlayStation, but for it to be on Game Pass, that's that's a
Well, I
that's a
mean,
that's a big move.
how
And
how
then and then and then a month before that, we had Bethesda, and you got all their games, all their big hitter games on Game Pass. So that's another big move too.
yeah.
And then you had January, which was the Medium, which that was a good move. And then you got MLB The Show, 2021. It's also coming to Game Pass in April. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, and then I mean,
it's
for
like, come
people
on.
that don't understand like the background of it, right? The reason why studios revert to Game Pass the way they are now is because when you got a highly anticipated game coming out, or a game that they want to make sales from, Microsoft pays them up front for the sales that they think they're going to generate up front, so they get the money from the game
Yeah, they get their
guaranteed
money.
up front,
Yeah,
more so than waiting
yeah,
on you
upfront.
to buy the game. And if it's conceived on Game Pass, either it will stay on Game Pass, or it will not, but they'll still make. That's why they'll still make the money from it. So that's why it's a win-win for studios. Not only do they get paid up front, but when it's time to come off Game Pass, you're going to pay $60 again, and you're going to get the game, and they're still going to make more money out of it. So
Yeah, and the crazy part about it, I like I said, I know I keep on talking about Xboxes, all the great, but it's like they're really doing good stuff. Even games that is going to be rotated out of Game Pass and stuff, you get that at a discount too. That people
right,
don't realize. I think it's I think it's like a 20% discount, whatever the case may be, depending on the vendor. I mean, you get a discount for as well too. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It just, to me, what's funny is I haven't bought any games since the launch of
Yeah, since
PlayStation
the launch,
5
we
and
bought Spider-Man and we bought Godfall, I believe, and Valhalla. I think that was the last ones we bought.
yeah. Yeah, and since then I haven't bought any games because I've been using Game Pass and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's kind of like yeah, I have Game Pass, and it's like, for me, I don't see the purpose
Yeah.
of doing that. So it's kind of like, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, it's one of those things.
Yeah. So I guess we'll move on to another subject. I'm excited about this news. I don't know if you looked into it, Max, or anything, but I am a fan of OnePlus. I've tried OnePlus. I have the well, I got the boxes are up there. I don't feel like turning around and bringing them down, but I had the OnePlus 7T last year, and I bought the new OnePlus 8T, the successor to the 7T. And ever since I had OnePlus, I fell in love with these phones. You get the native Android experience. You get they're somewhat skin over it, but you get still almost a full native Android experience, and the UI of the OnePlus and all the integration they got with the file systems and the pictures and all that is just phenomenal. And then the price per the gadget, I got a high end, whatever the highest Note or the highest Galaxy S hardware in it inside my phone. My phone has like 12 gigs of RAM. It has the newest Qualcomm chip. It has all that, and it's always like five, six, seven, $700 cheaper than the flagship phones. But and I wasn't going for the cheap thing. I heard so much about OnePlus. I tried it out because I've always been a Samsung guy. I've basically bought every Samsung phone from all the Galaxies and all the Notes, and then I tried this one, and I'm a fan of it. So what I'm showing you here is that OnePlus finally came out with a watch, and look at that price, $159. And it has more I wouldn't say it's not a Apple Watch killer, it's not a Samsung watch killer. And I've bought the new Samsung watch. I did. Max knows my story about it. I paid almost, I think it was like $400 for the watch, and
Yeah.
I've had it for like 3 months, and I broke it. I broke it because I was putting on my blower, and the watch part snapped off of my wrist, and it hit the ground, broke the glass, and moisture got in it, and it destroyed the watch. So I still have it in my drawer. I keep telling myself, oh, I'm gonna go get it fixed, but I don't have a Samsung phone anymore. But all the features in the Galaxy watch, this watch have at $159, and it's coming out April 14th. I'm hands down. I'm going straight to my carrier, and I'm getting it. The watch has 14-day battery life. It has quick charge, so 20 minutes of charging will get you 7 days of battery life. Granted, that's more of a marketing thing. If you really want to be honest, I think maybe you'll get 10 days of battery life, maybe 9, but that's still phenomenal compared to the competitors. I'm trying to get down to the part where it shows. Okay, here it is. So they're comparing this in this portion here of the days that you go by, right? So up to 14 days down here in the corner. I can't really show you because our camera's in the way. You'll see when it goes up. And look at that, no charging, no worries. It's 7 days charged for 20 minutes. So I think that's amazing. It also has the blood, air, whatever the thing that the Apple Watch doesn't have, or the Samsung Watch doesn't have. Has a heart rate sensor, has over 120 workout. It does the it does the GPS, the calculation, read the text message, the phone. It does everything that the other watches do. It still has the 4 gigs, and they have their own proprietary system in it. So the thing about it is the watch is $159 compared to the $400 I paid with the other one. Like I can't beat that. I can't go against it. And it's a phenomenal watch. It's already getting good reviews. Unbox Therapy just did a video, and I watched it today, and they couldn't really go to a deep dive, but he's already loving the watch, in the video. So I am very excited about this watch, and I'm going to get it. It has the IP rating. Like you couldn't ask for more for $159. So
Yeah.
that I'm very excited about this. When I saw that, I fell over of enjoyment. I need this watch, especially with like all the walking I do on a daily basis now. Instead of me always having my phone with me, because I do the whole step tracker thing, and because my watch is broke, I told myself I'm not going to spend another $400 on a watch, because Geek Squad wants to charge $100 an hour just to figure out what's wrong with it. So I'm not going to go and do that. I'm not doing that. So when this came out, I think it's a good investment for me. I don't know if it works with other phones like Apple or Galaxy or whatever. I think it has the Android Wear system in it. But other than that, the for $159, I can't beat that. I like getting deals, but if I'm getting a lot out of the deal, I think it's a good deal. And this is one of those. This is one of those situations.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, yeah. I say go for it. That stuff, yeah, all the benefits with that. I never got into those type of watches yet. I don't know. I just still into the old retro watches, but I don't know. I might start getting into it and stuff like that. There's a lot more pros to it now than it was when it first came out. It was just my biggest issue was the battery life, because like I didn't want to have a watch and you only had it working for like a couple hours and then you got to charge it. That was kind of like one of my biggest gripes why I didn't want to get a watch. One of those
Yeah, I was an early adopter for the
some
Motorola.
smartwatches.
Yeah, they came out with
Yeah.
the first Circle watch, and I bought that, and I hated charging that thing every day at the end. But what pissed me off about it was, all right, so I got this watch only lasts a day, right? But then they told me I has a sleep tracker on it. So how am I supposed to
Mhm.
track my sleep if the battery don't last me the whole day? So
Yeah,
I
so
hated
that's
that.
and yeah, and that's one of my biggest reasons why I didn't want to get a smartwatch, because it's like for me, I it's like it has to last, my opinion, 24 hours and stuff before you give a charge. And
Mhm.
if it only lasts like 8 or 9 hours, it's kind of like that's like a working day. And it's kind of like when you have to charge it, I don't know. It's just that's where it always turned me off about those smartwatches, because it's like for me, I think it's nice and stuff. I think it's great, but it just my biggest draw was just the battery life and stuff. It doesn't matter what type of stuff they have on it. It's just the battery life and stuff. So that's why I
Yeah.
use a regular watch.
From my understanding, this watch, if I can remember, it says a 4,000 milliamp hour. That's why they're able to get uh, uh, those long durations to where you don't have to charge it for
Hmm.
days. Um, we'll see, because my skin is sensitive too, and I can't wear a lot of stuff that long, and I get a little irritated. So hopefully, it has the perfect coating on there where it doesn't irritate me as much. That's the big gripe I had
Yeah.
about the Samsung one. The Samsung one, I can wear it, but when I start sweating, then my skin starts getting irritated, start getting itchy and scratching. Next thing you know, I gotta put down a $400 watch and wait until my skin heal and put it back on. I hated that. I mean, I have a fossil watch and it doesn't do that, and I love those things. So
Yeah.
so that's just
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it's the same thing, because I got a Shinola watch and stuff,
Hmm.
and I swear up and down, I think those watches are great and stuff. But I mean, to each his own and stuff. I just think right now, if they work on the battery life a little bit more, then I'll be a converter and
Yeah.
stuff. It's just like
Well, we'll
right
see.
now, I
We'll see what happens
just
with the one I
yeah.
get, and I'll give you my opinion on it. Maybe I'll make a video. Maybe I won't. I got to get back into my YouTube videos and my game streaming, so maybe that'd be a
Yeah,
perfect.
people miss you, man. I mean, they keep
I
on saying,
know.
"Where's
I got
Roland at?"
phone calls. I got phone calls. I got text messages. Everybody's like, "Where you at? Where you at?" Man, I've been busy. I've been extremely busy.
I get it,
Hmm.
man. That's why I went on a hiatus for I think a couple of weeks. I was just like I said, it's, and I think people really don't realize when you make content and stuff, and it takes a lot. It takes a great deal, a lot of your time and stuff. So
Hmm.
it's just especially like the comparison video I just did with my the new A90J and A9F. It took me like straight up like a week, because I had it filming at different times and stuff. And it's like I had to film it at night, and then I gotta make sure I had the same settings that's on the current TV. I gotta make sure I'm playing it at the right time. And then when you edit in it and stuff. You got to make
Editing
sure
takes
you
forever.
had. Yeah, when you edit it, it's like you got to make sure you had the same sequence as the other playthrough. So it's kind of like it takes a long time and stuff.
Yeah.
Like doing those comparisons takes so much time. I mean, but it's worth it though. At the end of the day, I love doing that. But yeah, I can understand why you could just you just need to take a break sometimes. Stuff. So that's what comes down to
Yep.
it. You
Yep.
yeah, I get it. I get it more than anything else.
Yeah. I
You have to take your
still
breaks.
I still want to create my video on tutorial on how to get started with streaming. So I know I said this for a while, but stay tuned. I'll eventually do it, once I get back on here. But
Yeah.
yeah, so my content, a lot of people love the retro game events that I throw too. The last one we did was GoldenEye, and it was just a ball, playing that game. So stay tuned for that. It's getting back slowly but surely, but it'll be it'll be good. It'll be good. Um,
Oh yeah. Yeah, one thing I just picked this up too. If anybody, this is a totally different topic. If anybody looking for a good HDMI 2.1 cable, I'll show this. I'm not trying to sell anybody anything and stuff, but this one, this Zeskit, if you go on Amazon, I think I got the one I have in the bedroom is a 16 foot, and that was like $30. This
mhm.
one is like $14 on Amazon. This is I think this is 6.5 feet or something like that. And yeah, 6.5. It says on the box. Yeah, these things are great and stuff like that. I don't think you need to buy those like real expensive
$30,
HDMI cable.
$100 cables. I mean, it's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it like I said, this does 4K 120. It does Adobe Vision. It does it does the eARC with no issues, and I think these cables are really good. So if anybody's interested in stuff like that, you can find this on Amazon and stuff. Like I said, you could just search for it. I'm not asking anybody to go on my page and then go on there. Like I said, I'm not getting paid for this stuff. But if anybody's interested in looking at cheap HDMI cables, they're reliable. HDMI 2.1. These are the bad boys.
Okay.
These are really good cables.
So Jeremiah's asking, does it move faster than the ones that come with the PlayStation and TV? No. What
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 you
it
mean?
need? The cable. Does it make the speed faster? So
No,
no.
I mean, but no cable does. I
Yeah.
mean, the thing is with HDMI cable or any cable, it long as it the only thing is that see, this the thing is about it. It's like people try to sell people snake
Mm.
oil. That's why because they swear up and down that they saying certain cables make the image better, and I I disagree with that because the fact is that it either works or it doesn't work. There's no in between and stuff. Either the cable works or it doesn't work. Now the longevity of the cable, that's the question that you need to ask yourself. If it lasts long, if it and those are questions that you need to ask. And so far, I never had an issue with this cable. I bought this cables before, and I even use this. I use these cables for my working Mac
Yeah.
for my workstation,
Yeah.
and I think they're great and great in my opinion. But it's just when people have that, or salespeople trying to sell people saying like, oh yeah, buy these $300 $400 HDMI cables. They're supposed to give better picture and stuff like that and better sound. That's like I said, I guarantee you if I had the same two of the same TVs with two different HDMI cables, I guarantee you won't even you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. I guarantee you can't tell the difference
Yeah.
and stuff.
Well,
I bet you I say like, oh yeah, this is the $400 cable, and then you say, oh yeah, I really can see the difference, and I guarantee you that'll be the $30 HDMI cable.
well, I will say, anytime a braided cables are the way to go. That's just me. I
Yeah.
love braided cables are great quality. So if you can find
Yeah,
something
this is
that looks braided,
Brady. Yeah, it is Brady.
mhm.
But the one I have in the bedroom is still by the same company. It's in wall, so those are different installation. You can't
Yes.
have braided because the thing is that if something were to happen, if you had a fire in the house, and and they found out that whatever the cause of the fire, but they see that your HDMI cable, they'll come up with an excuse for insurance wise. If they find out if it's not an in-wall cable that that's supposed to be fired or something like that, then the insurance won't pay you for that and stuff. So make sure you know the differences and understand the in-wall cables compared to the braided cables and stuff. But if you're using this just going from the console to the TV and you're not going behind the wall, then you're not going to have an issue and stuff like
Well,
that.
to put it this way, look at it this way: the cables you would not you will need. You will need something that's compatible with HDMI 2.1, right? Because the coaxials and everything in the cable are built for that. But then you have the manufacturers that put on super high speed and super duper high speed and ultra super duper high speed and all that. It's nothing but a marketing sale, because you have to understand it's the chipset in the TV that pushes out the speed.
Yeah, what's funny? A company that used to be notorious for that. It used to be Monster Cables and stuff like that. That was the name of the company, and they used to sell their cables for like hundreds. I mean, even Audio Quest HDMI cables and stuff. Now, I will say this: depending on your setup, if you're doing a setup where you need a cable that is longer than 10 feet, then those other companies that are more expensive will come into play. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you do need that current, that speed that goes the copper or whatever they use that transmit the signal. You do need that when it comes to the length of the cable. So those are the differences. But anything 10 feet and under, I mean, it doesn't matter what cable you get. So it really doesn't matter. But if you're doing a crazy setup where you need 20 or 30 feet worth of HDMI cable, where you're going through the wall and you're going up the stairs or you're going through the basement and stuff like that, that's a different story. That's a totally different story. But I mean, 9 times out of 10, you don't need those type of cables for that. So yeah, those are kind of like the exceptions and stuff. So
all right, so I guess we'll touch on our last subject. This has kind of been the big news through the week. Well, was it last week or this week? I believe it's this week.
Oh no, again, my days mixed up.
How's that?
I don't know. I thought I swore I thought today was like Tuesday, but I was like, oh, today is Wednesday and stuff. So
so Max, I know you pretty heard about this Super Mario Brothers that sold for $660,000.
No, I did not hear about
what?
that. I mean, yeah, that's you know what? That's because it's in its original cartridge.
The original cartridge never been opened, and that's the original plastic on the cartridge.
What's funny? At my parents' house, I still have my Nintendo games, but they all open though and stuff.
Yeah.
So I know I'm not gonna get any money for that and stuff. But
So,
I did have Mario Brothers though.
So funny that we talk about this, right? Because Nintendo is like never on our minds when it comes to this podcast or anything that we do. I will say every single console generation, I've had all the Nintendos, but they always get pushed in the back burner because, Nintendo, I'm not one of their customers. I buy it because that's what I do every generation. I've had the Switch, but I got rid of it because I was not playing it. Like, it wasn't interesting anymore. I love the whole concept of gaming on the go, and instead of cloud gaming, that gives you a solid way of gaming without any hiccups because you have the hardware in your hand instead of relying on the internet connection. But Nintendo always seems to come on top with certain things, and this is kind of one of them. Nintendo is always the first one to innovate something that the consoles that PlayStation and Xbox always take heed to it and make it better. So if you want my opinion, even though we don't talk about it much on here, Nintendo's not going anywhere. They have a faithful customer base. I mean, just recently they built the Super Mario World, Super Nintendo World, whatever they got over there in Japan. So that tells you how popular Nintendo is. Nintendo's ridiculous.
Well, Nintendo. Yeah, I don't think they're not gonna go anywhere. I think when they came out with the Nintendo, when they came out with the GameCube, they was in trouble with that. But when they came out with the Wii, since then, like I said, anything that they come out with, it sells out instantly and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, when the GameCube came out, that was around the same time as Gamecast came out. That's why I was like, ooh.
Dreamcast? You
I
said
mean,
Gamecast?
not Gamecast. I said Gamecast. Dreamcast came out with Sega Dreamcast. I was like, oh man. I was like, yeah, I don't know if Sega and Nintendo is going to survive, because I think it's probably just going to be Sony and Microsoft. But yeah, I said Gamecast. That's funny. But yeah, GameCube during that time really did. I mean, it was a good system back then, but people wasn't buying that either. So
Yep. Yep. So I mean, again, Nintendo, they're gonna come out with a console. Again, they're gonna have all these astronomical, well, not, but these. Oh my God, these features are awesome. I mean, look at how the Wii was accepted. That was a huge hit for Nintendo with the whole motion controls. And then next thing you know, look what Microsoft and PlayStation did. So
yeah,
that's just how it is. But yeah, we'll see. One day we'll talk about Nintendo. Well, we just did, right? The whole Super Mario
yeah,
thing. People, collectors and that type of stuff, they'll pay anything for just to say that they have this. And
yeah,
he will probably, the guy that got it will probably never sell that at the price he bought it for. I guarantee you that. That's just me. That's just how I think of
yeah.
it. Yeah. But funny thing is, I gotta ask Max this question, right? Will you get
Mhm.
this?
No. All right, no.
I would get it because it's Razer. That's just me, and it has an RGB light on it.
No, yeah, no, I'm not. No, like I said, I'm not gonna spend that amount of money for a mask and stuff like that, because I think like one day and stuff. I'm not saying it's gonna be next week or next month and stuff. Hopefully we get to a day that we don't have to wear a mask anymore in public. So I don't think it's worth it.
I want to get it just because it's Razer, it's sweet, and it has an RGB light on it. And
You keep showing that, and it's showing that to me, and I was like, I mean, you're gonna have people that's gonna buy it, but I'm not gonna be a buyer. You're not
so
gonna
how
find
much is this thing gonna cost? I'm trying to see. I
it's
thought it was
probably gonna be like
$100.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be at like 100 and stuff.
Yeah.
No Razor would probably be close to $200.
No, that ain't worth. It's not even worth the 100. To be honest with you, I probably would never buy this thing. My wife would kill me if she would like, "You bought that mask, and how much
Yeah,
was that thing?" And
yeah.
you're gonna
I
lose
don't
it or
care.
not wear it anymore when all this is over with. So,
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if it's spray perfume or some type of scent in your nose when you breathe. It's just ain't worth that amount of money. Whatever they, because when you say RGB lights on there, I already knew that's going to be expensive right then and there just for them to implement. So I was just like, no, it's not going to be worth it and stuff. So.
all right. Last question: Are you excited about E3 this year to be all virtual?
I don't know. No, I am excited for E3. But I don't know. I think E3. I hate to say this, they're gonna have to do something else. They're gonna have to reinvent themselves, because I mean, because you see Sony does their own thing and stuff, and Microsoft does their own thing too, and I mean Nintendo does their own thing as well too. So it's kind of
It's just
like
more for the
you see all the.
developers.
Yeah, I think it's more for indie developers. That's one thing I could see that, but I I hate to say this, but ever since the whole pandemic, I don't see people going to conventions like they used to. Like they used to. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong with this, but I don't know. I think E3, especially, you had to pay for stuff like that, because you had to pay a lot of money just to get to E3.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think we're gonna have that. I don't think we're gonna have events like that anytime in the near future. So I don't
yeah,
know. Like I said, I'll watch it, of course, because I'll definitely in the games and see what's the latest games going to be coming out. But
yeah.
it's not going to be the same.
No, I think that the games that we've heard about that really haven't had any lights that's supposed to come out in the future, I think that's a perfect time for them to show it. But like you said, the way it's going, I don't know how they're going to do that now. Because
Yeah,
PlayStation or Xbox can say, "Hey, come check out our game showcase," and then that's it. Or the state of play for PlayStation showcase for Xbox, and I mean, you're golden. The PC
Or
gamer does do the E3 thing, but that's because PC gaming, is finally it's finally catching on medially in media, should I say. It's always been there, it's always been popular, just now they're showcasing the PC games now. So, and especially
yeah.
now in these times where everybody's at home, they're buying all this stuff. You can't get hardware for nothing. So and it's bad when the government is looking into the whole silicon shortage. So
Oh yeah, yeah. People don't understand. Like because people say I don't know why I still can't get a PlayStation 5. I mean, that's why I say technology is so important nowadays because it's like everybody uses it. Car manufacturers use it. Of course, computers use it. Consoles use it and stuff like that. You have hospitals use this type of stuff. I mean, it's but it's not just that too. It's a shortage on everything because it's like
yeah,
everybody's buying stuff,
yeah,
so demand is there and stuff. So
hmm
it's crazy.
yeah. So we'll see. But other than that, that's all I have for today. We had a good
Yeah,
podcast, right? It was actually pretty
yeah, that
good.
was a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
real good one.
So yeah, we appreciate you guys for stopping by. Check our pages out. I'm on Dog Gaming on Facebook. Max is Max Chambliss on YouTube. I also have a YouTube page, Twitter, same as Max. Twitter, Instagram, same name, same format. I don't know if I told you, Max, but I updated my license plate, so my license plate has Mon Dog on it. On the back of it, I got a custom plate, and then I bought
You better
uh
hope nobody will key your. I hate that streamer.
so then I bought a border and I bought a custom plate frame. So on the top of the plate frame it has Facebook and on the bottom of it has at Mondog Gaming. So you'll be able to check my
That's
page out.
funny.
Yeah, so
Man, if you
yeah.
make it real big, I hope you don't have no stalkers.
So
That'll be crazy.
yep,
He's like, I
yep.
know what car he
So
drives.
whatever. Whatever. I'm not gonna have that car anyway anymore. So
Yeah, that's funny.
do whatever you want to do. So all right, other than that, yeah, that's all I have for today. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Max, you got a video coming out soon?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I got a video planned for next week. I just haven't had time to do anything, but people been asking me on the A90J and how to get the calibrated settings. I gave people some websites like avsforums.com. That's how you do. That's where I get a lot of my settings, and it's a guy. And I keep saying this guy over and over again. This guy named D Nice. He is like a professional calibrator. He knows his stuff. But there's an app that you need to download on your TV to unlock those extra picture settings and stuff. And so that's what I'm going to do in my next video, to show people how to unlock those extra picture settings, and then they could go on to the forum and use his picture settings if they choose to. But yeah, I'm just going to show them how to do that. So that's
All
what I'm
right.
going to do
All right.
for the next video.
All right, cool. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Next week, Wednesday at what is it, 9:30 that we do? Yeah, 9:30. So yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Max is
All right,
tired.
have a good one. Yeah. I've been up since 5 in the morning. So all right. So I hope everyone have a good one.
Peace out.